Nebraska, a winner. 42-17 the final. As the Cornhuskers close out the 9th undefeated and untied season in the history of Nebraska football.
The 1-2 again. Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champions.
Strike 3 call. It's over. They've done it. The Royals are World Series champions. The world champion Kansas City.
McKinnon is in at running back. First down and goal to go. Play action fake. Right side throw. Touchdown.
Welcome to M&M Sports Podcast number 51. Tonight, we're going to briefly touch on the Royals to start, and then we're going to get into some football and a little volleyball as well. Another good performance by the Lady Huskers.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to start with the Royals. Going back to that White Sox series, 1-2 out of 3. Kind of in dramatic fashion, Brian. That series was not easy. I had a weird feeling the White Sox would put up a fight, and they did just that. And credit to the Royals for coming out of there with 2 wins.
Yeah, they did what they had to do and made the best of a bad. I mean, when you're playing a team like the White Sox, you don't have a lot to gain. Mm-hmm. You know, so the fact that they came out of that as well as they did was exactly what they needed to do.
Right, and then Detroit. It's pretty simple. The Royals played them in 4 series this year, and they won 1 game in each series.
Yeah, Detroit's just...
They're good.
But
the Royals missed opportunities again.
Yeah, we've seen that all season with
right.
them. Yep.
So, lose 2 out of 3 to Detroit, and that's where we currently stand, which is at 70-67 overall, 37-32 home record, and they host the Angels and Twins, Brian, for these next 6 games. This is huge. You're looking at wanting to go 5-1 based on where they're at right now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the only way you're going to gain. You got to,
yeah. You have to outplay yourself at this time of year when you're on the outside looking in.
Right. You want to take advantage of teams that aren't playing for anything right now. Yep. That would be the Angels and the Twins. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, and it does not guarantee wins. It simply is your team fighting for your playoff lives, going against teams that are just looking to get through the season.
Yeah, I mean, that should give you all the motivation that these teams, if they can, trust me, if they can not keep you from getting in the playoffs, if they can knock you out, they're going to relish in that all off season.
Right.
You know, so whereas they may not be playing for a playoff spot, they are playing to keep you out of that playoff
Exactly.
spot.
They are playing spoiler.
Yes.
They're playing spoiler, which Royals teams have played that role many times over the years. So we know how that works.
No doubt.
Currently, the Angels are 64-73 and the Twins 62-75.
Okay.
Opportunities there.
Yep. Great opportunity for the Royals to they got to get that offense going again. I know it was tough against Detroit, but that offense struggled. Mm-hmm. The one win was courtesy of a 8th inning Bobby Witt Jr. bomb to center field. Otherwise, I mean, that's a 1-1 game at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't scoring runs.
Yeah, that was a huge hit.
That pitcher left that fastball up, and Witt just crushed it. But
he did.
That's why you have guys like that on your team.
Right. The Mariners lost yesterday while the Royals were idle, so the Royals pick up a half a game.
Okay.
Currently stand 2.5 games behind Seattle for that last playoff spot. So they're right there.
Hey.
They have Seattle in mid-September in Kansas City, but they need to focus on the here and now, and that would be the Angels tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. A 5-1 stretch over the next 6 games. Basically, if you can go 5-1, you're probably hoping to gain about a game over that. I mean, Seattle's playing good ball. You're not going to pick up games left and right here. So
I'd like to think maybe a couple games if you go 5-1, but it depends on who they're playing and how they perform. Obviously,
absolutely.
I'm going to get into some numbers real quick here. Let's start with a couple averages. Miguel Garcia currently at 298. Bobby Witt Jr. 296. Those two competing for the best average on the team, which is exactly what you're looking for, as we've discussed before. Salvador Perez, 993 career RBIs, 296 home runs. So he's getting very close to that 1,000 RBI mark and 300 home run mark. Huge numbers.
Are those milestone numbers that, in your opinion, puts you in the Hall of Fame?
He's in my opinion.
Okay.
All I needed to see was one more solid season of production, and we've got it. His stats this year, in my opinion, I mean, at the end of this season, I think he's in.
And he's not done.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. If we didn't see this kind of season coming this year, we kind of thought he was going to trail off, which he had times.
A lot of people were thinking along those same lines.
But if he could come close to duplicating another year like this, it just solidifies his chances of getting in. I mean, I know everybody looks at it differently, but yeah, I think you got to put that guy in the Hall.
I just thought before the year, one more solid year of production, and we're there. Yep. And I had those numbers in my mind, that 1,000 RBI mark, that 300 RBI mark. Yadi Molina, Buster Posey, and Salvador Perez, I believe, will all be in the Hall of Fame here sooner rather than later.
I don't disagree.
I don't know. We'll have to see how long Sal plays, but those two for sure, and Sal after he retires. It's getting to be a no-brainer, in my opinion, based on his stats, World Series MVP, all of that stuff we discussed in an earlier podcast.
I agree with you.
Yep,
for sure.
Okay, moving on to expanded rosters.
Okay.
Rosters expand from 26 to 28. Who do the Royals add? Brian, they add one of their stud catching prospects. Listen to this. Blake Mitchell, number 1 prospect in their system. Carter Jensen, number 2 prospect in their system. Ramon Ramirez, number 9 prospect in their system. All catchers. The 1, 2, and 9 prospects are all catchers.
Which is why...
That's wild.
Why they felt comfortable dealing Freddie Fermin earlier in the year.
Dealing from a position of strength.
Yep.
Anyway, Carter Jensen, 22 years old. He's up, Brian. He's up and ready.
Yep.
Between stops at Northwest Arkansas and Omaha, he's hit 290 with 20 doubles, 3 triples, and 20 home runs. So you're looking at 45 extra base hits, a 290 average. And by all reports, here's kind of the profile on him. He's an athletic kid with an above-average arm, raw power, good on-base skills, as he has also drawn 60 walks, which is that's good.
That's great to see, absolutely.
Now he has 122 strikeouts, but in this day and age, that's just kind of the way things go. Yeah. If you can draw walks and hit for that extra base power like he's doing, you can justify those strikeouts.
That doesn't bother me.
Yep. Now here's one knock on him. His defense has been described as good but not great. So, so we'll say he can improve in that department, but boy, just based on these numbers I'm looking at and the profile, I'm glad he's up.
Well, if he's the number 2 rated prospect in our system, his defense can't be that bad.
Right.
So, those other numbers definitely are going to make up for it. He has been talked about all summer long. Mm-hmm. All along the way, if you follow the Royals at all, his name has been mentioned all summer.
Exactly.
So, maybe he'll give Sal some spot duty, some days off here or there. But it's going to be fun to see him get a shot.
Exactly. And the other name, as you've heard us discuss, Jack Caglione is back up. I'm going to run through these real quick. Northwest Arkansas, Omaha, 337, 20 home runs, 14 doubles, 31 walks, 57 strikeouts, and 304 plate appearances for Northwest Arkansas and Omaha combined. So he got healthy, tore it up down in Omaha again, and now he's back up.
Now we just need to see him translate that AAA ball into the major league level. Mm-hmm. If he can, and we said this when they called him up back in June, if he can just get close to what he was doing in the minors, we would be thrilled. We know he struggled, but he's got a lot of work this time. He's had a longer stint in Omaha this time. He has seen a lot more pitching I'm sure he's had a chance to work on his defense even more. I think we'll see a little different approach at the plate out of Jacques this time.
I hope so. And yeah, I think the future looks bright for that kid. I'm not questioning giving up on him. He's a work in progress. He's going to be fine. How much will they get out of him this year? Yet to be determined. Right now, it's tougher to crack that lineup than it was before because the additions of Adam Frazier and Mike Yastrzemski have been all that and then some, more than anybody expected.
Yep.
Those guys have been tearing it up.
They've paid dividends far beyond what I expected.
Frazier's currently hitting .307 for the Royals right now. Yastrzemski with 8 doubles, 7 home runs, 12 walks, and 12 strikeouts. So he has as many walks as strikeouts, 15 extra base hits.
Those are all bonuses.
Nothing not to like about those performances.
They're all bonuses.
Yep. And one last thing, Jonathan India goes on the IL with a wrist sprain. So another guy they bring up would be their number 14th prospect, Luinder Avila, who is a pitcher for the Royals.
Okay.
And with these 28 roster spots, you can only have 14 pitchers, so they put a cap on that. 14 is a number that you can have. You max out at 14, and that's it.
I guess I didn't realize
I didn't either until I read a little bit on that.
Learned something new today. Interesting.
Yep. So he's up, and there you have it. Okay, here's what I have. 70 and 67, like we talked about, is where they're at. 25 games to go. Can they go 16-9 in those 25, Brian? That would put them at 86, 10 games over. And boy, I would like to think that would have them right there in the conversation.
If they could do that, if they could go 16-9, I would almost think that they would have to be in, Eric. I mean, yes, we know they're going to need a little help along the way, but I mean, even if they weren't to get in, but they finish season 10 games over. As a Royals fan, I am stoked about those numbers.
How about this? Let's say they win 16. I'd say 2 of those need to be against Seattle.
No, you're right.
Head-to-head.
That's a 3-game set.
That's a 3-gamer.
We got to get two of those. If they could find a way to sweep them, I'm completely hypothetical here, but if they could find a way to sweep them, I mean, you're talking a 3-game swing in the standings.
We're going to know more at that time.
Yeah.
Mid-September, we'll see where we're at. Hell, we might be tied with them by then.
You're getting excited.
We might be 5 games behind.
Yeah.
It's just, yet there's too much ball between now and then to know for sure.
Yeah.
But, I'd say somewhere in that 86-win range, it's still possible. At 16-9, that's doable.
That's doable. We're going to find out real soon.
Exactly.
Okay, from baseball into volleyball. The Big Red had a couple games down in Nashville over the weekend. The first game we kind of talked about last week, Eric, played Lipscomb, a team that, you know, they're not going to go out here and make a lot of noise. It's kind of nice after opening the season against 2 ranked opponents.
A little breather, if you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Huskers were actually able to rotate a lot of different faces in, especially that second and third set. I think Coach Busboom Kelly used that first set to get the rust off a few of the players and then kind of turned it over to some of the other girls that are fighting for some spots.
Right.
So it was great to get them some live action. They swept Lipscomb on Friday night. Really wasn't close. 25-13, 25-21, 25-15. The Big Red finished the match with 42 kills and a .315 hitting percentage. Meanwhile, their opponent only ended with 22 kills and a .043 hitting percentage. Really, they had a balanced attack. Harper Murray, Taylor Landfair, they both finished with 7 kills. I don't think Murray even played after the first set. Maybe Campbell Flynn saw some action. She came in for Bergen Riley and finished the match with 22 assists. So it was great to see her getting out there. Sunday's game was a little different. Playing the Kentucky Wildcats, And Nebraska found themselves in a position they're not in very often. They were down 2-0. First set was tight. They lost 24-26. Second set, Kentucky pulled away a little bit at 20-25. Nebraska's not unfamiliar with this because in the Final Four last year, Penn State pulled this on Nebraska. They did the reverse sweep, and Nebraska was able to do that to the 7th-ranked Wildcats on Sunday. Just something you don't see a lot.
It was that dream scenario.
Yeah.
The dream scenario.
Yep.
Fall behind, face a little adversity against a good team, and see what kind of resolve you have.
I love that.
That is a great early season test.
And they passed.
Exactly.
They passed. I mean,
with flying colors.
Oh, for sure. Yep. Harper Murray, how did she respond? She had a career-high 23 kills on 47 swings, and she had 5 blocks. I mean, that's your All-American right there at her very best. Rebecca Alec, she finished with 10 kills on only 20 attempts. Andy Jackson had 10 kills. Bergen Riley, who I spoke about earlier, she ended up with a team high in both assists with 46, Diggs with 18. It took a complete team effort to turn that game around. That first set, Nebraska was playing pretty well, but Kentucky took their first lead at 19-18, and then held on to get the 24-26 win. The second set, it was tied at 18-all, but Kentucky's service game was tough that second set. They finished with 4 aces alone in that set. Really gave our libero, Lainey Choboy, troubles, which she ended up getting substituted out after this set because she was struggling. She did still continue to play, just not as the libero. Third set, Huskers came out. They had their biggest lead of the game at 22-17 before they went on to win. Fifth set, kind of the same. It was Nebraska jumped out early at 11-6, again at 17-13, but Kentucky wasn't going away. I mean, they came back, tied the set at 19-all. Luckily, Nebraska, again, was strong enough and deep enough to hold on for that win, and then the deciding set, after an early 2-2 tie, Nebraska just kind of pulled away at the end.
Impose their will.
Yeah, I think.
Yep.
I imagine at that point, Kentucky was a little demoralized. You go up 2-0. It's hard to not have that thought in your head creeping that, hey, we're going to knock off the number 1 team in the nation. And when Nebraska came back to tie that up, that seed of doubt creeps in. Yep. And I don't care how good you are. When you're up 2-0 and the team comes back to tie it, it screws with your head a little bit.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it does.
But meanwhile, Nebraska improves to 4-0. 3 of those 4 wins have come against top 10 opponents, which I know I sound like a broken record, but that's just remarkable in my book. And
as far as playing Kentucky, I believe the last time Kentucky beat Nebraska, we have to go all the way back to 1983.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So they almost accomplished that. Wow. I believe the Husker ladies have won 12 or 13 now in a row versus Kentucky during that time period. Yep.
How many of our listeners were alive in 1983? Right. Raise your hand.
Yeah, Kentucky almost pulled it off, and there's a chance, they could meet in the postseason.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
Sure. So Nebraska moves on. They will host the Emeritus Classic at the Bob Devaney Sports Center this weekend. Friday night, they will take on 2-1 Wright State. Wright State has won 2 in a row after losing their season opener. Nebraska should win this contest, but as we know, things don't always go the way they should.
That's sports.
Sunday, they host California. Cal's coming to town. They're also 2-1. This will probably be a little more challenging than Wright State.
I would assume so.
I mean, everybody goes to Southern California to play volleyball, right? Usually,
yeah, if you're out there, you might as well.
Yeah. I see nothing that tells me Nebraska won't be 6-0 after this weekend. I hope I'm right. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I would anticipate them being exactly that. Okay, Brian, Huskers passed that first test.
Yes.
I don't know, what each and every fan's reaction would be, but in my opinion, this 20-17 game was a clean game, a well-played game. Nebraska had a grand total of 0 turnovers. They had 3 penalties. I mean, if fans were wanting and hoping for a little bit more, I would say maybe you should be satisfied with the well-played 20-17 win. Now, that being said, when we go through the stats, should Nebraska have won by more than 3? I will say yes, but that doesn't make it a bad performance.
No.
It doesn't.
No.
When you have no turnovers and 3 penalties, you've done something right, especially with your first game of the year.
You had 3 turnovers, no penalties. We nailed a 50-plus yard field goal.
You meant no penalties.
No penalties, yeah.
I'm sorry, no turnovers and 3 penalties.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, we got it. It's okay.
We nailed a field goal. Mm-hmm. Our punter did his job, I felt like, very well for playing in his first ever football game.
Right.
The 3-point win was a little underwhelming. But, as we've talked, Eric, this is a game we lose. Maybe even last year. 2 years ago for sure. Under Scott Frost, we lose this game 10 out of 10 times.
It's amazing. If you do those little things right, those can be pretty pivotal. Yeah.
Areas that I was happy with, other than the fact that we didn't turn the ball over, which is amazing. Penalties, if you can hold your team to 3 penalties a game, you're going to win a lot of games.
Give me that all day long.
Now, the one false start on the goal line, that was a big one.
Right.
But, okay, this is a new team. I'm okay with that.
Right.
I felt like we ran the ball well at times. Raiola, I've heard a lot of people complain that we weren't maybe pushing the ball downfield more. He took what was open. He completed, 77%?
33 of 42 for 79%. I mean, so if people have to see more action, you know what? Shame on you.
Yeah, what do you want from this? I mean,
it's a solid performance.
Yeah.
Do you have to be entertained to that extent?
I mean, we're not gonna sit there and just throw the ball deep play after play.
Right. We might in a certain game, but we didn't have to.
Our guys were open.
Right.
They were open underneath, so he hit them. I get disappointed in fans sometimes.
I think sometimes fans need to see a 49-42 game.
Sure.
I would say, except a 20-17 win and a well-played game. That would be what I would. That's just my opinion, anyway.
And you're playing with so many new guys on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things I was happy with. If I was going to be disappointed in one aspect, it's my offensive line that I have talked so highly about. I saw guys doing a lot of standing. Right. Guys after and they still performed well. They protected him well, but there's some of those running plays where they weren't mean enough. They hit a guy and then just the guy gets away from him. Sure. Drive that guy.
Let's hope that gets better as the year goes on.
I think it will.
Right.
Yeah, that's just if I had to nitpick at something.
But no, there can be games where we're all hoping for whatever, a little more excitement. Sure. But if you give me no turnovers and 3 penalties, I'll take that every game. I'll take that every game.
At the end of this season, Husker fans will look back and they are going to be happy to start the season with a win. They're not going to care that it was a 3-point win because that doesn't matter.
And we don't know, how good Cincinnati. Yeah. We don't know how the hell they're going to do this year. They might be better than some anticipate.
It's possible.
Yep.
Yeah, anything's possible.
You want me to run through some numbers?
I would love to hear it.
Nebraska did dominate the stat line. So if somebody wants to say they should have won by more than 3, I would listen to that argument. But that doesn't mean they didn't play a good game.
Yeah.
It just means maybe they didn't take advantage of every opportunity that was there.
And that's where you're going to see this week in practice, they're going to fine tune a lot of that stuff,
right?
So that they do take advantage of those opportunities.
Sure. First downs, Nebraska 23, Cincinnati 16. Total yards 356 to 271. Nebraska held Cincinnati to 69 yards passing. They did rush for 202 yards, and a big part of that was their quarterback, which I believe we brought up.
You did, yes.
That podcast about how he was a threat with his legs, and he did a great job. I believe, what did he rush for? Almost 100 yards, I believe.
Yeah, I think he was just over, maybe.
Yeah, Sorsby was, I think, like maybe 96, just a little short. Time of possession, Nebraska absolutely dominated. 39 to just over 39 minutes to just over 20 minutes.
Wow, I'll take
that. You do that every
Yep.
game, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, you will. And your defense is going to be happy about it.
Total plays along those same lines as the time of possession. Nebraska 78 plays to 55 for Cincinnati. Third down conversions, Nebraska 10 of 18. Cincinnati 3 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Passing yards, Nebraska 243 to 69. Rushing yards, Cincinnati 202 to 110. So the bottom line is Nebraska had more of a balanced attack with their total yards, and Cincinnati was pretty much all rushing and not a lot of passing. Guys that passed the eye test for me, Dane Key.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
Yep.
He's going to be tough to cover.
Yes.
6 for 51 with 1 touchdown. Isaiah Hunter, 6 for 65 with 1 touchdown.
Great catch, too.
Luke Lindenmeyer contributed 5 catches for 47 yards. Ja'Cory Barney, 5 for 27. Emmett Johnson with a workmanlike performance, hard-earned yards, 25 carries for 108 yards. Raiola, like we talked about, 33 of 42 for 79%, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah. As a quarterback, there's not much else you can do there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Lindenmeyer, I thought he played extremely well. I was impressed with him. Workmanlike, I like that with Emmett Johnson.
Yeah.
We got to find a way to maybe not give him quite so many touches between the passing game and the running game. I would like to see one of those other young backs get 4 to 5 more touches as opposed to him taking them all. But you know what? Maybe this kid can handle it.
As the season goes on, we'll find out.
I was disappointed. I don't recall seeing Carter Nelson on the field.
Right.
I don't know what was going on there. I know him and Harburg were listed as but Harburg was on the field a lot. I looked. I did not see Nelson in the
Let's
game.
just take a wait-and-see approach on that and see.
And he dealt with injuries. He could still not be 100%.
Let's see if we see him against Akron, which will segue into this next game here. I at least have something for you here. Akron, out of the MAC conference, they went 4-8 overall last year, 3-5 in conference play. Okay, this year they played 1 game. The Akron Zips lost to Wyoming 10-0. 10-0. In front of 9,138 fans at Akron to witness that game. Whereas that Nebraska-Cincy game, I believe, drew 72,884. So if you just want to compare and contrast, we'll just say one game had many more people than the other game did.
And Lincoln will be wild on Saturday. It is a 6:30 kickoff. Mm-hmm. Fans will be primed and ready. First home game of the year.
Yep.
Zips are making their first trip to Lincoln since the 2018, I believe.
Yeah.
Scott Frost debut.
The lightning storm.
I sat there in the press box that night for hours because they kept saying it might happen. I sat up in that press box and ate popcorn, and I drank about 15 Mountain Dews.
That seems longer than 7 years ago to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but that was crazy that night. Mm. The lightning, the rain. So
So fans got entertained in a different way that night.
They did.
Say. It was like a light show. Of sorts.
Like I said, I think I sat up in that press box for probably 4 hours because they kept talking like they might do something.
Most anticipated game in a long time that never got played.
Never happened.
Right. Okay, the experts in Vegas have Nebraska, Brian, as a 34-point favorite in this game. Yep. Okay. 34-point favorite. So we'll see what happens. I don't have a prediction. It's too early. I don't know enough about Akron. I'm not going to pretend to.
I don't either.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope we win by 50.
What I do want to see is I want to see some of these second and third stringers get some action.
That's exactly where I was going. I was going to say, I don't care who you're playing. It sounds boring and monotonous, but right now you're working on getting better with each and every play.
Yep. Building depth.
These next 2 games before you play Michigan.
Yeah, that's what it's all leading up to.
Yep. That's where their focus needs to be. You focus on each and every play versus Akron. Same thing versus Houston Christian, and that's going to get you that much more prepared when you host Michigan.
Husker fans, I'm going to tell you right now, that performance you saw Thursday night, it's going to be similar. You're not going to see a lot of balls going down the field. Mm-hmm. They're not. That does us no good against these teams.
Right.
They're going to be working on specific packages and schemes to prepare themselves for when Michigan comes to town.
That's what it's all about right now. We got through this first game with the toughest opponent on paper out of these 3. Got that win. Now our focus is getting better, like I said, each and every play for when it matters.
Staying healthy.
Exactly.
You want to keep guys healthy.
That's a great point. Yep. And guys getting their reps.
Yep.
And like you said, second team guys getting their reps, coming in.
Yeah, because
in case something happens, injury, you're in. So, they'll be more prepared that way.
And offensive linemen are going to go down throughout a season. Right. Well, you hope it's not season ending, but they're going to go down with knee injuries and be out. So we've had to be able to rotate. The wide receivers, we've got a pretty good group of wide receivers. I would like to see, like I mentioned a little while ago, the running backs, some of these younger guys get a little more involved, which I think they will. Mm-hmm. And but don't expect to see Raiola go out and throw for 400 yards. It's not going to happen.
If you're looking for a bunch of points and a flashy style of play, I think you're looking for something beyond what we're going to do.
Yeah, I think
in these next couple of games for sure.
We're going to see TJ Lateef back there at quarterback Saturday some. I expect to see Jalen Gramstead take some snaps.
Right.
Raiola's not going to play this whole game. So
we sure as hell hope not.
Yeah, if so, it's not going
exactly.
Well. Yeah.
Anyway, 34-point favorite. Like I said, go out, focus on each and every play, and treat this game like you are playing Michigan.
Absolutely.
Whatever you got to do to, like I said, focus and get better for when those big games roll around.
Put your foot on their throat early and don't let it off.
Yes. Okay, NFL, Brian, it's coming real quick, as in Thursday night. Dallas at Philly. Cowboys at Philly. Old rivalry, Super Bowl championship for Philly. That place will be on fire coming off that Super Bowl win.
Cowboy fans probably aren't real happy either right now with their ownership. Just another...
That could be a conversation that goes on for days.
Right. Jerry's always involved.
Yep. Anyway, Vegas has Philly as a 7.5-point favorite versus Dallas.
Okay.
This I'll say, Dallas can score.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to sling it around. I could see maybe a cover from Dallas, maybe a 4 to 7 point game.
Okay.
I'm not real firm on this one, but I think Dallas could score. And they sometimes embrace that underdog role. I think they're better at that sometimes than they are at home, maybe as a favorite when they feel pressure to win. So they might just go and let it all hang out.
You're saying they might shock the world.
I'm saying they might cover the spread. I'll give a prediction. I'll say Philly by 4. How's that? Philly by 4.
Well, shit. You know what? Cowboys going to shock the world.
Okay.
They're going to beat the defending
Super Bowl champs. I couldn't go there.
I'm going with it.
Okay.
I'm going with it. 3-point win by Dallas.
Okay. I'm going to say Philly by 4. Okay. So you have our opinions on that. That would mean, if you happen to be at a sports book, maybe throw some Fun money down on Dallas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
There you go. Make it interesting.
Okay, Friday night in Brazil.
In Brazil.
Kansas City, 3-point favorite over the Chargers.
Can I add, Eric, before we get started on this, I am not a fan of moving these games out of country. I know it's great for the NFL.
I think that's why they do it.
It's a huge money grab is all it is. But you are taking this game away from local fans. You know, I don't know who
as in LA this time around. Because Kansas City hosts the Chargers later this year.
I just don't like that. I don't like taking that away from their fans.
Right.
As a fan,
they could go to Brazil and watch it.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure they can.
I don't have an opinion on this spread. I mean, I think they got it pretty close.
Yeah. Coin toss type of game.
Yep. The bottom line is I think both these teams are going to be really good this year. This game will not make or break whoever wins.
No.
They will meet again. I think it's going to be a hotly contested division, as we've talked about. I think Chiefs, Chargers, and or Broncos, any three of them could win it. My prediction, I'll stand firm on this, was the Chargers. Yours was Denver.
I'm standing
because
firm with that.
Because the Chiefs are going for a 9th division title in a row, and the odds are against that happening.
Not going to happen, Chiefs.
Right.
Nope.
Okay, as we get into Sunday, Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh travel to the Jets to face his old team.
That's weird how that works out.
Right.
Yeah.
A 3-point favorite Pittsburgh is. Big division game, Giants at Washington. Washington by 6. At home.
I think Washington, the Commanders are going to win that game and cover.
Okay.
I believe.
San Francisco, 2.5 at Seattle. Another big division tilt early in the year.
We've talked about San Francisco for a year now. They go as Christian McCaffrey goes. Mm-hmm. If he is able to stay healthy this year, Niners have a good shot of really being an improved team.
I agree.
But it's all on him.
Yep. And Detroit at Green Bay. Another big, I mean, these are big division games early in the year. We've just rattled off a bunch of them here.
I mean, I got to go with the Pack here just because it's in Green Bay.
Right. Green Bay's a 2.5-point favorite, 325 game. And then Baltimore at Buffalo. Sunday night, kind of the game of the weekend. That's a pick'em game, and you can put me down for Buffalo playing at home.
Yeah,
that crowd will be insane.
I agree.
All due respect to Baltimore, well-coached team, great organization. Give me Buffalo on that one.
And vice versa. If this game was being played in Baltimore, then I would go with the Ravens.
If it's a coin flip game, you give me the home team, and I'll take my chances. Yep. And then Monday night, I believe, let me look real quick. I think we have maybe Bears-Vikings. Let me check on that. Just to wrap things up here.
I'm just amazed at this schedule for the first week of the season. I mean, I know the NFL wants to grab you. Mm-hmm. They want to pull you in, but, man, there is some great contests.
Yeah, Minnesota at the Bears, that's also a pick'em game. So flip a coin on that one. I don't have an opinion on that.
I'd probably roll with the Vikings if I was just going to pick a team here, but
no, you give me Dallas and give me Buffalo. Those are my two selections, and you gave yours. And now we're going to give a few Super Bowl opinions from our listeners. How you like that? Okay. These will be a little bit everything here. First one: Kansas City over Detroit. Ravens over Green Bay.
Okay.
Buffalo over Detroit in the Super Bowl. Kansas City versus the Eagles, which would obviously be a rematch of last year's Super Bowl, and that would be the third Super Bowl game between those two if that were to happen.
That would be interesting.
Yep. Next one, Buffalo versus Green Bay. Buffalo versus the Eagles. Baltimore versus Green Bay. Here's one, Buffalo over Detroit. Philadelphia versus the Baltimore Ravens. Battle of the Birds there. Bills versus Lions. Here's one that just says Washington will win it. That'd be awesome. That doesn't happen since 1991. And I kind of like this one, Cincinnati over the Rams. That's kind of a fun, different one there.
Yeah.
So there's just a few from our listeners. We'll have hopefully more maybe in the next week or two.
I noticed nobody had the Broncos.
Nobody had the Broncos.
I'm the only one.
That's a good place to be.
I like that, yeah.
It's a good place to be. Yeah, hopefully we'll have more come in just because the season starts. Don't feel like you can't chime in and give your opinions.
Yeah, I still want to hear from this.
Yep, and you have ours. We gave ours, what was it, a couple podcasts ago, I believe.
Yep, and I'll stand by that.
Sure.
As the season goes on, if the Broncos start off 0-8, then I'm going to have to make a different pick. But otherwise, I'm going to ride them through. Right.
Anyway, we've touched on a little bit everything tonight. It'll be the same thing next time around. Right now, we got Husker football 1-0, volleyball kicking some ass, Royals right in the mix, and the NFL starting Thursday. I don't know what the hell more a person could ask for when it comes to sports.
Yeah, if you guys out there listening aren't excited about sports this week, then I'm just going to say you're not a sports fan. I'm serious. There's so much going on right now that if you can't get excited about this week, then you're a pretender.
Right.
So,
and if you have any suggestions on topics that you would like us to discuss, you can certainly leave a comment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to continue to just throw out a variety of things.
Yep.
Try and cover as much as we can.
We want feedback. Feedback's great. We can't change or improve without it. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back next week, and we will be diving into the Huskers' win over Akron.
There we go.